Other news of the day, St. Lucia's National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, continues to monitor the situation in Grenada. While anxiety levels have subsided somewhat due to decrease in seismic activity, the orange alert remains in effect. Early Thursday morning, a strong continuous signal was observed on instruments monitoring the Kikem submarine volcano 10 kilometers or 6 miles off the coast of Grenada in the Caribbean Sea. UWI's Seismic Research Center has confirmed that from 1:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, the activity level at Kikem declined. The center cautions, however, that it would be premature to take this decline as an indication that this eruption episode is over, given that previous such eruption episodes at that volcano usually include more than one eruption event. Further reports from the center indicate that the eruptions at Kikem are following similar patterns as observed in the past, and that since 1935, the volcano has erupted in a similar fashion every 10 years, with the latest eruption occurring back in 2001. The center therefore anticipates that the eruptions will not reach the surface. However, the potential exists. The greatest threat at this time is to maritime and shipping, and consequently, an exclusion zone of 5 kilometers has been established around the volcano, which should be strictly observed. Velda Joseph is St. Lucia's NEMO director.
The reports that came out of the Seismic Research Center this morning suggested that there were 50 events recorded during the period 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. last night, and a further 90 events up to 11:30 p.m. Last night. Now, you can compare that to a day and a half ago when you had as many as 300, 400 events. So you can see that there's been somewhat of a decline. However, at about 2 minutes after midnight, there was an explosion signal which lasted for about an hour. That was recorded by the instruments of the Seismic Research Unit. So it appears, as the Seismic Research Unit had indicated, that this is a cycle of eruption of Kikem. So there is an eruption, there's activity, there's a further eruption, and as you rightly said, they've warned us not to be complacent, but to wait until, we receive word that it has actually ended. Because as I said earlier, the cycle seems to be an eruption, some more activity, an eruption, some more activity. And based on what Seismic is saying to us now, that there is still activity ongoing as it relates to Kikem. Again, they have maintained that there is no tsunami threat to St. Lucia. They have also indicated very strongly that the orange alert is pertinent to Kikem, not to the Eastern Caribbean islands, as some persons would have suggested. The immediate threat remains a threat to maritime activities or to shipping activities in the area of Kikem.
In Grenada, there have been no evacuation orders issued or tsunami warnings. The experts say the possibility of a large tsunami remains low because of the configuration of the volcano. The NEMO director has lauded St. Lucians for their interest in the Grenada predicament, signaling a growth, she says, in the national attitude towards disasters.
It tells me that people are very sensitized as to the possibility of earthquakes, the possibility of tsunamis as a result of earthquakes in our region. And that says to me that persons are listening and persons are becoming more and more aware that they need to be prepared and that there are certain things that they need to put in place to ensure that there's less of an impact from those hazards on themselves and their families.
From the coordinating standpoint, as NEMO, are you looking for you to ramp up your own efforts when it comes to the education and awareness of the public?
Oh, certainly, sir. That is already in the work plan of NEMO, and it's not just because of what is happening with Kikem, but it's part of the work plan that had been developed from last year for the Secretariat. Just about 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting with UNESCO, and we were talking about tsunami readiness. We will be partnering with UNESCO to run a PR campaign, as well as to look at finalization of our tsunami plan, which is in draft. We also want to look at other items other aspects of our tsunami preparedness as it relates to warning signs, alert signals, and such like. So it is not something that is new. It is something that is in our work plan. It is something that we're working towards, and it is something that we will certainly be advancing.